Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Brandy and this is the Queen of Skeins. I am a yarn crafter. I am also a cross stitcher, so if it's got strings in it, I like to say you're probably going to find it here. This particular video is going to be me checking in on some of my cross stitch projects, so I will label it as Flosstube. But I have quite a bit of things to show you guys that I just keep getting behind on. And some of the things I have packed away already because I've been doing my WIPGO, and I'm doing my WIPGO every week. Although I do think I'm fixing to change it to be every 2 weeks because, well, I'm going to show you why. Because, you know, you get something shiny and new and then you, well, I do. I get something shiny and new and then I don't want to play with the other stuff again for a little while. Anyway, so first what I will show you, because I did do a good job at taking some pictures of the before progress, and I will show you what I got done. This was last week's, this was my last week's WIPGO projects. I had 2. And the first one is A Year in the Woods by Cottage Garden samplers. Is it samplers or samplings? Samplings, Cottage Garden samplings. This is the first one. It's the fox. I also have the rabbit. I think that's the only 2 I've gotten so far. This was like a last year thing. They had an animal for, I don't know how many was in the whole. I know it was from 2021. Time is flying by too fast, y'all. Anyways, I know this year they're doing like houses, and there's some really cute ones. Anyways, I've been working on this for 100 years because, you know, I do it a little bit and then I get tired of it. I am doing this on a 32 count Lugana by Picture This Plus. It is called, I think it's Storm. It's S-T-O-R. It's Storm. It's Storm. 32 count Storm Lugana from Picture This Plus. And this is what I've gotten to. And this makes me happy, guys, because you will be seeing, I will put in the before picture. I don't know where the before picture will be, but this will be my first time trying to do this, but we'll see. I have a before picture, but I can tell you that I went on and filled out that white chest of his, finished that off, and then started filling in more orange, and it doesn't seem like we're making a lot of progress, but we are. We really are. He's coming together. He's almost a full fox now. So I like him. And you guys, you see those strings hanging? That is because I don't turn my, if I'm doing one thread, I start and end my threads like this. I'll just start a little ways away and then I stitch, stitch, stitch. And then when I end, I just come up through the fabric a little ways away. That way I get, those ends get stitched over. And then once I get to like this point where I need to start stitching down here, I just clip those off. And they're already secured on the back because they've been stitched over, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. And when it's 2 threads, I do a loop start method, and then I end my threads that way too. So that's what those little hangy guys are. When I come to them, I clip them off. And that way I'm not having to flip my canvas, try to run. I do use the ballpoint needles, and they're not the best for trying to weave underneath stitches on the back of your work because they're not sharp. And plus I don't want to flip if I do have it on my frame, I don't want to flip my whole frame over, and I just don't do it. I find this method works just great for me. I just go out about 5 to 10 stitches away from where I'm working, and then those tails, like I say, they get stitched over. They're secure. The next item that was on my WIPGO, oh, should I show this? Boy, this bag is so fuzzy and hairy. This was from Sew My Roots bag that I bought, and it's just covered in fuzz and hair. from my cats. It's been sitting on my couch. Anyway, embarrassing. Ooh, look at those pretty threads. By the way, I'm doing that other one, the fox and all the called for, which is mostly DMC, but there is a couple of fancy floss in there. This is being done in all the called for floss. This is the Plum Street Samplers Eat Crow. Boy, I'll tell you what. Once you... Wow, my pattern is looking a little rough around the edges there. Look at that crease going through it. And it's been kept in my project bag. Anyway, I'm doing this on a 25 count country mocha dyed fabric. 25 count 1/1. So it's teeny tiny little stitches, but it's so cute and so pretty. And I just spent this last week just filling in more pumpkin. Boy, I'll tell you what, that pumpkin, it feels like it's going to take 1,000 years. But once that pumpkin is done, I mean, that really is the biggest part of the whole darn thing. That border, that only took me a day or two to do that border, and it's pretty, I mean, if you guys can see, they're little teeny tiny stitches. I love his little shifty eye. Look at how cute he is. He's super duper handsome, and I'm in love with him. It's going to be cute when it gets done one day. One day it will get done. And I like to say, I have the brother to this one, which is the Buzz Off. It's a crow saying Buzz Off. And I think I'm going to turn them into pillows. But I don't know. I don't know. The lady at the Silver Needle, which is where I bought this, she said she was a finisher, and she had some of the things that she had done were up there at that time, and oh, there's so many cool ways to finish things. So I know that I don't want to just put it in a frame, because I don't know, I like that pillow. They finished it in a pillow, and it is super cute. But I don't know. We'll see. Haven't decided that. We got a ways to go, apparently. Apparently. I've been working on this for a couple years now. Okay, so what I'm really passionate about and excited in this very moment, guys, is I finally started, and this is why I'm like, I don't want to do WIPGO. I'm busy with this thing. I want to do this. I knew I wanted one. I want to do all of them. I want all of them done. Hold on. Let's drop that. Sorry, guys. I want all of these. I want to do every single one of them because they're so freaking cool. But I decided I would start with this one because I felt like it had a little sampling of a lot of things in it. I got a year at Hawk Run Hollow. I love that little witch. She's so cute. So, I have never done a Hawk Run Hollow. I know I want to do this one, obviously, first. I know I want to do the shores of Hawk Run Hollow because it is so cute. It's all the ocean scenes, and I know I want to do the Halloween one. For sure. Those will be my next two. But like I say, I want to do all of them. I just think they're so cute. My thought on this was that I would stitch on each square and try to complete it in the month that it is. I started it, was a little late, you know, getting it started for this February. I don't know. We'll see. And that's why I don't really want to do the WIPGO, because I feel like the WIPGO is taking up too much of my time that I could be putting into Hawk Run Hollow. So I'll show you guys what I've got. I've got this on my little, well, I've got it on my scroll rod because it's big. So I stitched the first square first January, but I didn't really want to work on January because it's not January right now. It's February. So I have started on the February. Isn't it so cute? Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. So I'll show you the square that I'm working on. Hold on. Hold up. There's the February square. It's really cute. That heart is gonna take, that's a lot of stitching in that heart. Woo! Their little ice skating rink. It's so cute. But it's a whole lot of, oh, that's a lot of white. Anyway, at least I am doing it on a 20 count Ada Vintage Country Mocha. And since it's 20 count, I'm doing 1/1, which is going to make all the difference when it comes to that white, because I am not good with white floss when I'm using 2 threads. I cannot make it look good. I can railroad and do all the extra steps, but it just never looks good. So I love these teeny tiny little stitches. Let me try to get close with trying to see. Teeny tiny little stitches, 1/1. So pretty. I love it. I did both borders in one day. I did this water in 2 days. And then last night I sat down and started doing the fish and that heart and started the other fish. I didn't get to work on it for very long. Like I said, I had to work this past weekend. I was really sad. I mean, I'm glad that I got to work because I'm just a PRN, as needed employee at my local hospital. And I think it was Super Bowl weekend and I'm not a sports. My husband and I aren't into sportsing, so we weren't doing any Super Bowl stuff. And I think a lot of people just didn't want to have to work on Super Bowl weekend. So there was opening, so I went on and worked. So I did not get to go up to the Silver Needle, and I was sad because apparently the Stitch in the Globe sisters, if you haven't checked out their channel, I mentioned them on my last video. They got to go to the Silver Needle. It's up in Tulsa. And I guess she does a big sale. I think everything's like 20% off. But then they said she also has like tables set out where she brings out, she being like the owner, brings out a bunch of stuff for like 50% discounts. And it's probably just as well that I didn't go there. I'd have probably spent more than I made working. So anyway, I didn't get to go, and I've been working, and it just gets me all thrown off. It messes up everything. I have to have a full day to recover from the work and just to get my brain back on track from those long shifts. And it was really actually busy for the first time in a long time. It was really busy. I was like, why are we so full? What is happening here? For my Hawk Run Hollow, I decided to not do the fancy flosses. I did just go with the DMC conversions, but look at how pretty. I think there was like 2 colors. Yeah, there was. There was like 2 flosses that I had to substitute for the nearest closest. I think this is one of them. This dark green. I just went online and just did the DMC convert or DMC close match if you don't have, because I didn't purchase any of these floss. These I all had in my I had them all. I had them all already. And the other one that I substituted was this one. I think it was supposed to be like cream, and I'm using ecru or something, or vice versa. I don't remember, but I mean, they were almost identical. I couldn't visually tell any kind of major difference. So all the beautiful flosses. Oh, they're so pretty. Look at all those beautiful colors. I love it. I'm an excited girl. Now, what else did I want to tell you guys about? There's another thing. There's another new start that I want to start. Come on, thingy. It is something I bought it for myself for Valentine's Day. This is my Valentine's Day present to me. I ordered this from 123 Stitch. It came here. It's here. It's here. And I'm excited. But there was one thing that I was a little bit disappointed with, and I'm going to have to find out where to get it, because mine doesn't show it. I was watching Garon Stitchery. A lot of my project bags that I have are from our Garon Toten bags. And they have, Gary and Ronnie have a channel. I think it's called Garon Stitchery or Garon Toten Bag. Maybe Garon Stitches. Anyways, the Flosstube. And they show all their new patterns that are coming out. They have their own shop. So Ronnie makes beautiful bags, and they run their store, and you can purchase everything online. It's an online shop. Anyways, they showed this pattern, and I got so excited, but he also showed that on the inside of the pattern, there was a list of all these Easter eggs that are in this thing. But my pattern, I bought it from 123 Stitch. It didn't have that list. Oh, never mind. I'm a liar. It does have the list. I guess I just didn't look at the back. I was looking through the whole pattern, everything that's in here, and didn't see it. It's actually on the back of this picture. Okay. So this is the Scary Sampler by Heartstring Samplery. Now, what it says on it, now that I actually have it and can see it, it says, I will die here where I have walked, and I will walk here, though I am in my grave. There are Easter eggs to all kinds of scary movies and sci-fi stuff within this sampler. I'm going to come close to the camera so you guys can see it, and I will tell you what's all in here. The quote that I just read to you guys is Bleak House by Charles Dickens. We have, if you can see right here, the answer to the universe. We've got the number 32 from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The house is Thornfield Hall from Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. The figure that's in the window of the house is Kathy's Ghost from Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Let's see, Human Dog and the Skeletons there buried out in the yard. That's from The Island of Dr. Moreau by, is it Moreau or Moreau? I'm not sure. H.G. Wells. The Cemetery Tombstone is from Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. The Willow Tree is the Whomping Willow from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, J.K. Rowling. We've got our snake sandworm there on the front lawn from Beetlejuice. We've got a flock of pterosaurs. And I saw them and I was like, is that a pterodactyl? I was like, oh my gosh, because I was like, those don't look like regular birds. Jurassic Park 3, there we go. We have Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which is the alien head seed pods that are going all around the border. I don't know if you guys can see the border. You have your little alien heads all around. They're so cute. We have, there's so much. Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, The Moon and Death Star. Right there. We've got the Men in Black, the cockroach, he's on the tree. Stranger Things, the flowers are Demogorgon heads. I don't know if you noticed that. Demogorgon. I love it. From Lost, we have the series of the numbers, which is over here, I believe. Yeah, it's the numbers that are before the answer to the universe. The shovel and the hand, right here, those are from the X-Files, Season 4, Episode 2, Home. Oh, and Lost, the series of numbers, is from Season 1, Episode 18, called Numbers, just in case you want to know. From Fringe, we have the seahorse on the headstone, and that's from Season 2, Episode 13, The Bishop Revival. From Doctor Who, we have the Weeping Angel statue, which you can clearly see over here. Boop, boop. And Star Trek, we have our black cat from Season 2, Episode 7, Cat's Paw. Right there. Black cat. So many cool movie references and things. It says on here, it says, I have a deep and abiding love for classic Gothic literature and sci-fi television and movies, especially if there's a strong element of spooky, creepy, scary, strange. This sampler is an ode to the classic mourning samplers of old, complete with the weeping willow tree and cemetery urns, but I've added a modern twist, incorporating references to many of my favorite authors' movies and television show episodes. I think this is the cutest thing in the whole wide world. I cannot wait to make it, you guys. Now, I ordered 18 count. So this was done originally on 32 count over 2. So same as 16 count, I guess. But I did it in 18 count because I did it in 18 count Ada. Or I ordered 18 count Ada because I wanted, I've got to look at this. I just wanted to do 1 over 1 because that's my favorite. But somebody, or it did mention at one point, and I'm hoping that it is only these numbers. I know for sure that series of numbers. Yeah. I don't know. I'm a little worried because those numbers are done 1 over 1. And I don't know that there's any way that I can change those looking at the pattern. I wanted to do it on 18 count Ada, but that's a lot of little numbers to try to do in quarter stitches. I mean, because they did it on 32 count. Stitch everything over 2, and this is Ada, so there's no way I can quarter stitch onto, I mean, it's the good fiber on a whim. So sad too because it's such a beautiful fabric. It's fiber on a whim, 18 count cotton, hand-dyed Ada. It's called Affogato. It's so pretty. Gosh, it's so darn pretty. I just don't know how I would. No. I don't even know if you guys can see this at all. It's really pretty. It's such a beautiful piece of fabric for this project. I just don't know what I would do about those 1 over 1. I cannot quarter. There's no way to quarter that. There's no way. I don't know. What would you guys do? Just stitch it on a 36 count or 32 count? I don't know if I even have. Maybe I do. Maybe I have 30. I know I have a lot of 32 count. I just don't know if I have a piece big enough, first of all. I feel like I might have accidentally bought a piece of 32 count in a beigey nude color for my Mira Cathedral Woodland Goddess. And I was like, oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do it on 28 count. So I remember reordering. I may have a 32 count kind of beigey, mocha, brownie, something color that would work. And then of course I've got beautiful colors too, but I don't think I have a piece of fabric big enough. Anyways, all things to think about. And then I got influenced. I got, what is it? What's the word? Not influenced. There was an element of FOMO involved. What is the word? People made me do things that I hadn't planned on doing. That's really what it's all about. Anyways, so the stitching around, or the, darn it, I just said their name. The sisters, Stitching the Globe, had mentioned that they were doing this Owl Farm stitch along. I've never done a stitch along with anybody, but apparently on Fridays you stitch on Owl Farm. And I was looking at Owl Farm actually the other day because someone else had shown a pattern that they were working on, and they were like, this is a free pattern. Owl Farm has quite a collection of free patterns. And I went there to look just to see what was up, and I saw that they had a really cute Alice in Wonderland free pattern. And they had two options. They had a full color version that you could stitch that was a plethora of color flosses. Or they had a tricolor version where you just choose 3 colors and stitch the whole Alice in Wonderland. And I was like, oh my gosh. Number one, I have fabric that I can stitch that on right here and now. I thought that'd be great on my little rustic oatmeal fabric that I love. It's a 18 count Aida, but I'm picky about my Aida. I don't like that like Aida that you get at the Walmart. You guys know what I'm talking about. I like my Aida to be like fabric. Anyway, I've got some 18 count Aida that would work really good for that project. And I thought for my 3 colors, I don't know, when I think of Alice in Wonderland, I guess I shouldn't, I don't know why I think of the colors I think of. I do know why, because I think heavily on the courts, the Red Queen and her court and everything. But I had told you guys that I really love DMC's red variegated floss that they have. And I have a whole box of it because I bought a whole box of it. I have a few different samplers that I'm working on, and I'm just doing them monocolor just with that floss. But I have tons of it, and I can always get more because it's DMC. But I have a box of that, and I was thinking I could use that variegated red, black, and white, which I also have boxes of because I don't just buy one skein of that. I just buy it by the box when I need to buy some. And I thought that that would look really good. And I'm going to stand up. I should have done this because I did have somebody ask me that darn color. And I'm going to tell you guys the color. 1 second. I'm walking away. I'm an unprofessional YouTuber. Oh, this is why they don't pay me the big bucks, right? Eek. Okay, it wasn't far. I just had to get there. I did make a mess. Things fell down. That's what the crashing sound was. Oopsie. Okay. So, see, I just buy like the whole box. Comes with 12-pack boxes. So, our red variegated is color number 115. This is the one. I don't know how, whoops, we definitely can't see it like that, can we? It goes from a very bright cherry red into very deep, like wine red. I love this color. And like I say, I've got plenty of it. So I was thinking I need to get Jesus done, though, for the darn gift. There's white. And I also, though, I don't have to do, I just thought that that red, black, and white would be so pretty. I have so much. I have a bag full of all these darn, I was in the club. I was in the Classic Colorworks Club for a while. I was in the Weeks Dye Work Club for a while. This whole thing is just full of 1,000, and each one of those was a 6-pack. I got a lot of stuff, a lot of colors to choose from, but I like my plain old DMC. Isn't that always the way? And wouldn't you know, I had to order every dang floss for that scary sampler except for one. Only one of those flosses out of all the flosses that I have. I only had one color because I am doing the scary sampler in the called for fancy floss because there's a lot of because that is reminiscent of an old-time sampler, it is kind of looks like a reproduction type of a sampler. Those variegated colors look really nice because it gives that aged appearance. So I wanted to do that, and it's not a huge piece. I didn't want to do the fancy floss on the Year at Hawk Run Hollow because that is a very large piece. A minimum of a year, if I can stitch one square every month, that means it would take me a full year. We can't guarantee that I will be able to do that. I'm just saying if I did, it would be a minimum of a year. And I expect that that's going to get grimy or grody or, you know, anything can happen over that long of a time. And I just, because I have to keep it out on the scroll rod, because I'm not taking that off and on that scroll frame. It's staying on the scroll frame until it's finished. So it's not going to be like folded up and placed in a bag and kept safe from, it's going to be out in the world existing on that frame until it's done. So I needed to be able to wash it, and those fancy flosses would not have allowed for that. Anyway, you guys, that's what I'm thinking about. I know I need to work on Jesus. Maybe I should just bring the Jesus cross stitch out. Just keep it out and at my side and make myself do that. I just don't enjoy the Jesus one. And it's a gift. It's for somebody else. It's probably another reason why it doesn't feel as fun, because it's not something I wanted. When it's something I want, I'm all excited about it. I'm like, yay, like Hawk Run Hollow and a scary sampler and this Alice in Wonderland from Owl Farm. But I'm thinking about starting that. So I might just make those 3 pieces my fun cross-stitching pieces, and then work on Jesus as much as I possibly can make myself work on Jesus. That's what I could try to do. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We're just going to hope for the best. I was working, like I said, over the weekend, but I did have numbers pulled yesterday, and I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to work on these things. So I'm so terrible. I was doing such a good job with my WIPGO, and I was so proud of myself. I felt so productive. And then I just started working on this, got that, and started that, and then I just don't want to do the other things. Bad. Anyways, thank you guys so much for checking out my channel. If you have not subscribed and you want to, I mean, I think it's a good idea, so I think you should maybe try it out. I mean, here's what I think. You know, if you don't like it, you can change it later, right? You don't have to stay with it if it's unhappy times for you. But I think it will be happy times for you. So, yeah, give me a subscribe. Like my channel. I just started doing my Flosstube on my channel. This is my 3rd Flosstube video. And I want to try to do 1 Flosstube a week, but we'll see. We'll see if I have enough content for you guys to have 1 a week. I mean, depends on how busy I am as to how much stitching I can get done. So hopefully I can get a lot of stitching and show you guys. I did have a fun idea that I think I might do. I was playing with my new iPad Pro, and I was playing with that time-lapse setting. And I was like, ooh, wouldn't it be really neat to see a whole cross stitch done like 5 hours and like 5 minutes or something? That could be cool to see. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I can have the wherewithal to, because I can't be uncomfortable stitching. I can't be sitting at a desk trying to stitch like this. I mean, cross stitching to me is a relaxing activity. So I have to be able to get on my couch or even in this chair and just stack things up and get cozy and have my feet up. And so if there was a way that I could organize and clip and have footage, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You never know. I might get like way professional on you guys and just blow everybody away with my amazing cinematography skills. It could happen. You never know. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.